not a stroke. It's a onesie. It's even worse. Like, your character's in that thing. Like, dude, fuck this game. Oh my god, already. Like, no, I will never log into this game. Never in a million years will I log into this fucking game. The gate, or what, this teleporting gate, just looks way out of place. Like, it's some elven, beautiful, paladin-esque holy gate in the middle of a Hawaiian beach with palm trees and like ancient bongos. Like, what the hell's going on, dude? Like, it's just, that's what I'm saying. Like, games have no consistency anymore and they don't seem to care. Can you imagine on your deathbed, you're dying, and this is one of your memories that comes up, is playing this fucking game? Can you fucking imagine, dude? Whoa. What's up, guys? Welcome to War Reacts. Today we are watching one of my boys in the MMO world, the Lazy Peon. I've been watching this guy for a long time. And in this video we're going to be watching, it's called Lost Ark is a fun MMORPG sometimes. Can I just say by him zooming in on his character, I will never play this game. Like, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry to disappoint the world out there, but I'm just not interested in what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a hot anime witch who's very pale with white hair standing on what seems to be a tropical beach in Hawaii. There's no cohesion, the world just seems to be totally random, and these Asian games really seem to accentuate that. They're like, yeah, hey, let's make a high fantasy medieval game, but you drive cars and motorcycles, and you're fighting robotic dogs in a city street, but you're using swords. So I don't understand how that kind of flows with people. The bigger picture, I understand that, like, in medieval times, it wasn't always war, there wasn't always famine, there wasn't always, like, knights didn't go to sleep with their armor on. I understand that there were more complex intricacies of living, but when I'm playing something like World of Warcraft or an MMO, I don't want to play like a Second Life simulator. I don't want to go to the beach on my World of Warcraft character. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're playing a very specific time period at a very specific location, if you will, right? Like World of Warcraft, you could say, yeah, there's a huge world and there's a lot of non-war. There's the Shire out in World of Warcraft somewhere, right, where it's relatively peaceful and shit isn't happening. But we're playing the parts where it is happening, if that makes sense. You're not playing the part where your character went to the beach that day. You're playing the part where your character goes, kills Ragnaros. You know what I'm saying? So that's my shtick with shit like this. Okay, so let's look here. We've got what appears to be a snowman wearing a weird, I don't know what these types of hats are called, once again on a rocket surfboard. There's a horse with armor on the beach. You know what I mean? Like, like, that's the thing. Like, I can appreciate weebs, okay? I can appreciate weebs and people who like Asian culture and Asian themed games, because at surface value, like, when I watch, like, maybe Naruto, I don't really watch the show, but when I've seen a few episodes of Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, the theme is consistent. The thing that is disturbing, glaringly disturbing to me about weebs is their willingness to accept just pure chaos, right? Like, I understand that Japanese culture, granted this is a Korean game, but just bear with me, this Japanese culture is, like, kind of chaotic. If you look at pictures of Tokyo, it's like it's just all one big conglomeration of all things Japanese, just jam-packed into a little city. And it's like, for some reason, that sort of mindset transfers to, that means the whole game just has to be a conglomeration, overstuffed package of garbage that makes no sense when you're here, right? Like, imagine Naruto, right? You're in Naruto and there's a fucking Death Knight on a pink surfboard with a heart on it, and he's riding around saying Kek W lol, right? Like, this doesn't happen. Like, you can't have a kawaii girl and the Death Knight in the same fucking zone, right? They're not in the same headspace, so they shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, there's a surfboard here. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I just don't, like, is this a place where you go surfing? Why are there knights in armor standing here and there's dudes surfing? Why is there a white wolf here? Why is there a princess with a tiara with wings here? It just, none of this makes sense to me, and that's why these Asian games, I'm always passing over them, because the games are fun, but the second you go to a hub and interact with the community, they all just, like, conform and accept the fact that this is what games are now. It's just a muddled clusterfuck of trash. It's just Fortnite. It's Fortnite on ice. You know? Oh, if Fortnite does it, we can do it too. And it's just, it doesn't work in these types of games. Fortnite can get away with it because it's an arcade style reset game every time. It doesn't matter what the characters look like. There's no real consistency in the world. It's chaos, right? That's the whole point of the game. These games need to have a little more consistency for people like me to play. But I'm the oddball out because people like these games. But I'm just saying this is why I pass over them, and I think a lot of people who don't like the Asian type games, this is a huge reason why. It's not because we don't like manga, it's not because weebs scare us away, it's because this shit, the game doesn't take itself seriously. Nothing about this game feels cool to me. I can't take myself seriously. I can't spend 500 hours on a character going to kill bosses when I know when I get back to town everybody's going to be dressed up as a snowman on a surfboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't... I can't invest my time in a character trying to make them cool when stuff like this exists in the game. Anyways, I'm gonna try my best to stop pausing the video every 8 seconds, but oh, it's a cat. It's not a snowman. Even better, it's a cat wearing a hat and what looks like cyan glasses. Fantastic. And here's an inflatable dragon. Yeah, this is the game for me, guys. Sign me the fuck up. Okay, right now, sign me up. This is... Can you imagine on your deathbed, you're dying, and this is one of your memories that comes up, is playing this fucking game? Can you fucking imagine, dude? Oof. God damn, like, it just, like, kills me. Like, that's why I don't want to play this game, because I don't want, like, when all my memories flash before me before my lights are out, you know? I would prefer this not to pop into my head. I would prefer this to never be there. I don't want to just... Alright, let's go.
And release of the game. Wait, these people have already claimed the gift. They're wearing the onesie and they've got the hoverboard.
Oh my fucking god, guys. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna have a stroke. It's a onesie? It's even worse. Like, your character's in that thing. Like, dude, fuck this game. Oh my god, already. Like, no, I will never log into this game. Never in a million years will I log into this fucking game. Never. Like, I had a little bit of an interest because it was like, I like beat-em-up ARPGs. This is no, never, not a chance.
Before I crack on with the daily shit, here's an update on my alt character.
Okay, I said I'm going to try not to pause it every 8 seconds. Boys, what the fuck's going on here? What the fuck's going on here? These are his characters. These are his heroes. These are the people that apparently go out and fight things, okay? There seems to be a lack of understanding. Normally, like the guy who looks like Tyrael here, this guy, maybe the witch lady that he was playing, and this guy, they seem like they're very heavily Asian inspired, right? They're kind of crazy, very ornate gear. I do like the Tyrael gear. I think it looks really nice. This stuff is kind of what you'd expect out of an MMO, but then you have whatever the hell this is. I assume this is some sort of cleric or bard of some sort. This is ridiculous to me. And this, I just do not understand this. Now, like, I've grown up very traditionally, sort of like, I wouldn't even say Dungeons and Dragons anymore because the community's kind of turned it into this, where you can literally just be like a 2-foot tall toad man who's naked and you fight with a hot dog, right? Like, nobody takes their shit seriously anymore. But it's like, I can't imagine being like, hey, let's go fight the toughest boss in the game and looking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what, you can't even move in this thing, right? She's clearly wearing a corset, right? This is the type of dress that would probably come with a corset. It's some weird puffed up cape. Like, I'm not saying like this guy's gonna have any easier chance moving, or this guy, like, look at all the spikes, right? We can go through all of these things and say they're pretty ridiculous looking. She's got her whole leg exposed. I'm trying not to make it so true to real life that you're like, what? Why are you even? I'm nitpicking. Somehow this is what people want to look like in their games. It's very strange to me. I don't understand this idea. The witch lady, I was making fun of her earlier, but at least she looks like she has a job. Right, like, oh, she's probably the warlock / wizard, right? Like, something you can identify. I don't understand why people don't like this anymore. I don't know if it's just part of the shifting culture, but people seem to have this sort of like, yeah, I want to be a mage, but I want to wear full Daedric. It's like, what? You're not like understanding like what a mage is, right? The idea is they use fucking magic and they don't need to wear huge, bulky fucking armor, right? Like, the warriors don't wear big armor because they want to. They do it because that's what protects their body. You're a mage, you have a shield around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't fucking need... That's the whole idea, right? Gandalf, like, the reason why he's so, like, admired by everybody is because he's this old fucking man who doesn't need to be decked out in gear because he's so strong, right? He's not going to get fucking hit because he's a wizard.
So I've got 7 characters in tier 3 at the moment: Scrapper, Warrior, Deathblade, Bard, Shadowhunter, and Paladin. Obviously, with this account progression, I'm not completely free to play. I've probably spent about $1,000 on Lost Ark so far.
This, I can't believe the lazy peon just said that. Did you hear what he said? He spent $1,000 so far on this game. $1,000, dude? Like, okay, I'm gonna just assume that the lazy peon is doing well. He makes money from playing MMOs. I don't give a shit what this guy spends his money on. I don't care how little or how much money he has. The point of this isn't me, like, everybody in the comments down here, I can scroll down a little bit. Everybody in the comments, like, imagine paying $1,000 in a game, and then imagine spending money on cosmetic stuff, right? And then you've got the guys defending him. Imagine having a good job and a life and not being forced to be restricted like a loser. Like, yeah, I agree with that. Like, this guy is free to spend his money on whatever the hell. He can go buy 100 Snicker bars and flush them down the toilet. I don't care what he does with his money. But the problem that I have here is this guy has always been like like one of the main aspects of his other reviews, like one of the positive points that he puts on MMOs when he's rating them is that they're not pay to win, right? Because that is a negative feature to MMOs, and I feel like he's fallen here because he is directly supporting a pay-to-win MMO by spending Jesus, like, I don't, once again, if he's a millionaire, I don't know how much fucking money this guy makes, but $1,000 is a lot of money, right? I think even a millionaire would be like, yeah, I'm not spending $1,000 on a crappy MMO, right? If the game is requiring that kind of money to even play, then I just feel like most people are just going to shut the game off. Somehow this guy has been suckered in, and he's become what in the MMO world is called a whale, right? He's one of the people who would be keeping this game alive. If it was $15 a month, I think the game had been out for like 3 months, and he spent $1,000 on it. So he's spending, let's say, $333 a month on this game. If I bring up a calculator real quick, if this was a $15 a month game, he would be paying the subscription of 22 people. He is 22 people a month right now, this one guy. So that means for every 22 people, if you get a guy like this spending $300 a month on a trashy Asian MMO, he is essentially sustaining the economy. Like they can make the game garbage by not charging everybody $15 a month. And adding all these crappy free-to-play features, and then just sell all the good features to 1 in every 22.2 people, and they'd be making as much as Blizzard does on World of Warcraft. And I think that's what happens, because obviously I know there are people spending a lot more than $333 a month on these games, right? So I would assume that's the basic economy structure of these games, is they rely on people like this. They rely on getting someone, apparently like the lazy peon, I didn't really expect this out of him. They rely on somebody like him getting hooked on these games and spending an absurd amount of money on them. And I can't believe it. Like, I know he tries out all MMOs. I definitely believe that he would play the game. I would even go as far to see, like, maybe he spent like $70 on something to see if it was worth it. But man, $1,000, fucking hell, dude. Fucking whatever. I'm not, once again, not judging your fucking purchases. I kind of am, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think about your purchases, because I can understand that you're an adult human being, that is, you're allowed to spend your money on. It's your money, right? I don't work for your money, so you can spend it however you want. I just, I feel like this is a game you're going to end up quitting anyways, so you're spending a lot of money on it for no reason. Guys, this was supposed to be like a Lost Ark review, but it ended up just turning into a Lost Ark review and why I won't be playing it, and my kind of disappointment in, not really the lazy peon, but he's kind of just representing the MMO community at this point. How people who were once hopeful that there'd be another MMO like WoW, they're slowly starting to be part of the problem, right? He is paying for a pay-to-win game. He spent $1,000 on it. And the top commenter on his video says, it's pretty insane to see multiple people who were previously super against pay-to-win stuff say stuff like $1,000 in this game isn't too bad. And I totally agree. Let's read some replies. Well, now you know why gaming is in the state it is. I'm not really surprised. It was bound to happen, just like I was saying. It's embarrassing. These people aren't the reason. These people are the reason MMOs are dead. Sadly true. How is he going to get 1370 to review the game and make a video? That's not why he spent $1,000 on that, because he would have done that on every game. He certainly, this is a very stupid take. If he did spend $1,000 on this game to review it, he would have spent thousands of dollars on other trash MMOs that he's tried in the past. He's not going to do that, and it's also directly contradictory to his other past videos, if you've ever seen it, Honey Nuttism, that he holds pay to win as a negative, and that's held against the game. So yeah, guys, if you're questioning why MMOs are truly dead and never coming back, it's because people like the Lazy Peon. They will play a game like Lost Ark, which is just complete, in my opinion. The game is not trash, but the game has no aesthetic consistency. Right? I was talking earlier about how like it's just so ironic to me and contradictory that an Asian MMO that spends so much time making everything look beautiful and making all of these armor sets and things. Let's go back. Maybe we can get it paused on his character screen. They go through all the trouble of making these beautiful armor sets, and even this is beautiful in its own right. It looks nice. Like the graphics are incredible. This game looks incredible, right? They go through all the trouble of making this game look incredible, and yet they will just add whatever the fuck they want to it. Because why not? Because it might appeal to somebody out there who doesn't necessarily like the Tyrael look. Or maybe somebody doesn't like this Guild Wars 2 warrior look. Maybe somebody's into this, so let's add this to the game. And then you have this muddled trash of there are 16 billion people on the world with all differing interests, and you've thrown it all into a game that was supposed to be catered towards a smaller group of people, and instead you've ruined the appeal to the people who would have really liked your game and played it because they like this sort of game, they like this sort of genre, and instead you've tried to appeal to people who don't even like this game, which are like my ex-girlfriend would have bought this outfit, even though she doesn't play games, she never would have played. But if she did play for any length of time, she would have inevitably purchased this and then stopped playing when she realized the game's trash. But her character was cute, right? This is what happens, guys. You get all of these MMO companies are trying to appeal to the broadest audience they possibly can, and possibly because this is an Asian MMO, they do things differently over there, right? And I'm totally aware of that my likes and interests are probably the complete opposite. Or when like maybe the people over in like Korea, when they look at like the like World of Warcraft, they're like, what the fuck is this trash game, right? Very possible that somebody over there is talking about WoW the way I'm talking about this game. But I'm just saying, this is a completely subjective opinion of the game. But I feel like the reason why MMOs don't feel as wholesome and complete as they used to is because they're trying to appeal to people who don't even like the games. They're trying to appeal to people who don't have time to play the games, so they expedite processes. They're trying to appeal to people who don't have time to unlock the cool gear, so they just open them up in an in-game store. And then they go to, oh, well, some people don't like their priest to look like a priest or their mage to look like a mage. They want them to look like a cowboy, or they want them to look like, whatever their fleeting interest is of let's make a Breaking Bad themed companion pet for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll just throw in all this pop culture crap that doesn't really fit the narrative or the theme of the story or even the time period. Once again, everybody can destroy me in the comments because once again, it's a fucking video game. There's no rules. You can literally do anything in video games. It's not my video game. These people have a successful game that looks way better than anything I could ever make. I understand it, right? And a lot of people do like this game. So this is just my take, 100% my take, but I just fucking hate it, guys. I hate games like this. I don't like any Asian-themed MMO. I tried Final Fantasy XIV. Same thing. Not as beautiful as this game. The combat in this game looks way better. But Final Fantasy XIV, same thing. You got cat people running around. You've got big, tall elves, big, hulking purple dudes. It's just that nothing makes sense. You could say nothing makes sense in WoW, but the token lore kind of resonates with people. It's been around long enough where it almost feels like this is just the way the world should be. In my mind, it's probably just because I was raised reading Lord of the Rings and stuff. So like this is how fantasies should, like, oh, you're fighting giant spiders and orcs and zombies, like things that seem a little bit more less crazy, a little less crazy than stuff that's going on in these worlds. But once again, had I grown up any different way, this would make more sense to me, and I would appreciate this. Just my take, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video because it's ages long now. But anyways, subscribe, like, thank you, bye.